Welcome back to another complex topic with the Complex Brothers are Too Complex. We appreciate y'all for clicking on this video. We think you're going to enjoy it. But before you get into the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss none of the bangers of future content we drop. We love y'all. Enjoy the video.
We talk extensively about women's sports, especially women's basketball, whether it be college or the professional WNBA. Sometimes we mix both of them together. Today is going to be one of those days. Because there are a couple of players in the NCAA that have showcased that they're ready to play in the WNBA right now. But the WNBA has a rule in place where you have to be 4 years removed from high school and have attended a 4-year university or graduated from a 4-year university within 3 months of, or will be graduating from college within the 3 months of the WNBA draft. Or if you are just 4 years removed, your graduating class has to be that year. And again, same rules apply for the 3 months before the WNBA draft. So right now, the NCAA, you have JuJu Watkins, freshman for the University of South Carolina, Southern California. That's the other USC is the University of South Carolina. And anyway. So JuJu Watkins scored 51 points against Stanford last week, who, I don't think they're having a great season, but just 2 years ago, they won the national championship. They also have a good player on their team as well, who ESPN considers the second best player in the nation, I think as of December. But she almost outscored the whole Stanford team by herself. The score was 67-58, and she had 51 of those 67 points. And then we also know about Caitlin Clark, who is about to break the scoring record, and then a host of other individuals. Caitlin Clark is a senior, but, we'll get into that here shortly. Anyway, Sticks, my question to you is, do you think it's time for the WNBA to change their age restriction rules to match those of the NBA?
So I'm on two sides of this, D-Lo. I'm on two sides of this. Because we've been talking ad nauseum to some extent about the NIL, right? And we have talked a little bit. We've had segments about the WNBA and the women's pay gap and how it's never made any money, things of that nature. And their players aren't getting paid the same as NBA players because the product is not the same. So I'm going to say that they should change the rule, because that rule to me is crazy. Because if the men can come out after they freshman, they can be one and done. Why can't the women do that? Especially if you're playing like a Caitlin Clark, like a JuJu. If you're playing like these women and you clearly see that you are worth playing in the WNBA, then why not give them the opportunity to go do that? But with NIL, why the hell would they do that? Because they are making millions of dollars in NIL deals in college for these 4 years before they can even be eligible to go to the WNBA. And we've talked about how Angel Reese ain't even thinking about going to the WNBA because she probably ain't gonna make nearly as much money as she would with these NIL deals, because the contracts in the WNBA ain't nowhere close to what they're making right now in college. So if they're making millions per year, or if they have contracts for the 4 years where they're making millions of dollars, why the hell would they worry about going to the WNBA if they're not going to make nearly that much money? I say that they should change the rule, yes, because there's girls in college right now that are balling that would probably put up, if not the same, very, very close to the same numbers in the WNBA. But why would they go? To be perfectly honest with you, why would they do that? The women have no incentive right now with the way the WNBA is being subsidized by the NBA. That's the only reason why they're still alive, why they're still a thriving league, because the WNBA subsidizes them so much. They literally average a deficit every year of over $10 million. So they're being subsidized by the NBA because the product, people, don't get me wrong. I went to a Seattle Storm game. Me and my daughter, we had a great time. It was a great game. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. But it's just not the same product as an NBA game. It's not the same athleticism. It's not the same atmosphere. It's not the same anything, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, it's still basketball, but on a different type of level. Like, I still feel like I'm watching college basketball, but it's not the same. So the fact that they're not making money and they don't have enough money to continue to pay their athletes great contracts, then why would they be incentivized to even have that rule put in place and then say, okay, I can go to the WNBA after my freshman year. I have a contract in place for 4 years where I'm making $4 million. So I would get $1 million a year for 4 years. Then I can go to I can go to WNBA where I can make $200,000 a year. Why would they do that? That's just not good business sense. So what I say is what I've been talking about for a long time within myself, within this channel, is those girls need to have somebody in their corner telling them how to manage their money while they're in college, make good investments, make good savings decisions, manage your money well in college. So that way, whenever you do go to WNBA, you're making less than what you were making in college, you'll still have that money rolling over. So that's what I believe. But should they change the rule? Yes. Are they incentivized to do it? Hell no. What you think?
So I'm with you for most of it. When we're talking about the talent pool and the availability of that talent pool for them to go to the WNBA, younger talent, not just the 22-year-olds, they absolutely should change it, because the WNBA recently has seen an uptick in their attendance and their viewership. Last year, they saw the attendance increase by 16%. Mm-hmm. Their average viewers for their national partners was 21%, right? Okay. So, for whatever reason, the WNBA, and that sounds bad when I say it, but I don't mean any harm when I say for whatever reason. But for whatever reason, the WNBA is starting to see get more attention. Mm-hmm. And for me, you can get even more attention by allowing players that are ready to come into the league when they are 19 rather than 22 to take advantage of the hype that they've built within college, like Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark has been balling like this since she was a freshman.
32 points right now, the highest.
She averaging 32 points right now. When she was a freshman, let me make sure I'm saying this right. So JuJu right now is averaging 27.3 points as a freshman. Caitlin Clark was averaging 26.6 points as a freshman. So she's been balling like this.
Balling like this for the past 4 years. Yeah, exactly.
For the past 4 years, right? She's about to break the scoring record. Mm-hmm. So you don't think, and the NIL just came into effect in 2021, I think, or 2020, one of the two, right? So when Caitlin Clark first got into college, the NIL wasn't really thriving like this. It just started getting like this the last 2 years, like where these kids are getting crazy money.
Right.
So at that time, I know the WNBA was probably making less than what they make now also, but any money probably would have been better than going to class every day and not really focusing on what you love to do, right? And so now, of course, yeah, if I'm getting an NIL deal, yeah, why would I go to the WNBA right now when I can make $1 million+ a year, or let's just say they don't get $1 million a year. Let's say they get $500,000 or $400,000, close to $200,000, or a little bit above $2,000. I mean, why do I need to go to the WNBA? I can just sit right here. I'll find a way to pass my classes if I don't really care about school like that. I just want to play basketball. And then when I'm ready to go to the WNBA, I'll already have a little nest egg and I can go to the WNBA and do whatever. So, I mean, talent-wise, I think they absolutely should change that rule just to give the women an option to go to the WNBA if they would like to. Some people don't really care about money like that, or their parents or their family don't really need the money. So it is what it is. But I think they should definitely have the option to go. On the flip side of it, though, I think the WNBA knows that they aren't in the place to pay the athletes that are a part of their league the type of money that they need for the length of careers that some of them typically have. Now, I think the WNBA is a little bit different than most other professional leagues. Like most women in the WNBA, the good ones anyway, or at least the halfway decent ones, they play for at least 6+ years, I want to say. I don't know. I didn't look that stat up. If you can look it up for me, that'd be great. But I mean,
5 years.
like 5 years. And so every other league, the average is like 2 to 3 years, right?
Yep.
So their lifespan is a little bit different in the WNBA. However, they're not making nowhere near the amount of money that the men are making in any other sport. Like for basketball, let me look this stat up too. I looked at basketball. The average salary is, where'd I put it? Yeah, the average salary. This is crazy. The average contract in the WNBA is $9.7 million, which is the highest
in NBA or WNBA.
In the NBA.
Okay.
The average salary contract is $9.7 million.
Okay.
That's the highest average salary of any professional league in the world.
Got you. Even over soccer?
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay, go ahead.
At least that's the stat that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
In the WNBA, the average salary is $113,000, $295,000. Which, if that's a secure 9-to-5 job that you feel like you can have, which no job is really secure nowadays. But if that's a job that you think you can have for 10+ years, that's a great salary.
It's not bad,
but
right?
But when you're talking about a professional athlete whose lifespan isn't that long, typically, that's not really something that you can put really much stock into. So I feel like the WNBA knows that they can't offer much to the women that play the game for them, and so for that reason, they're requiring them to go to school, at least have attended a university, try to obtain a degree, and then come to the league. That way, if it doesn't work out, well, at least you have So it's now I'm talking through this, and it's a lot different now.
It's complex.
It's a lot different now because a lot of companies aren't requiring you to have a degree anymore.
Fact. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Right. So it's a lot different now because I don't know. So I mean, I still feel like they should allow it to be there for should have that option to go if they want to leave early. But they are trying to protect the players in the long run, so that you have something to fall back on, because we aren't able to offer you $1 million contracts like other professional leagues. So therefore, your short lifespan in our league, you're going to make money, but it's not going to be anything that after you leave, you can still not worry about your family, taking care of your family or whatever else moving forward. So,
but yeah, man, I mean, but shout out to JuJu Watkins, man. I mean, this girl was named Naismith Player of the Week, ESPN Women's Hoop Player of the Week, both the Pac-12 Player of the Week and Freshman Player of the Week this past week. And then on Tuesday, she was named the Associated National Player of the Week for the second time this season. She's a freshman that's only played 12 games. So yeah, she going crazy. Does she have the talent? Do she deserve to go to WNBA? Yes.
Absolutely.
But with that, I don't know what her NIL evaluation is. I haven't looked that up. But if she's making, D-Lo said between 113 and 235 is the average salary in the WNBA. If she's making more than 235, if she's
235 is the highest, right?
Yeah, 235 is the high for what I think. I think I heard you say that. But if she's making 235,
no, I didn't say that. I just know that's the highest the highest contract is 235,
and I think that's
the 113. I said,
or am I tripping?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And the 113 is the average because there's somebody making $60,000 in the WNBA.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Right.
But that's even higher than the median income in the nation right now. So
it's good money, but when you think about a professional athlete,
correct. That's kind of crazy. If you think the average salary in the NBA is $9 million, so that's insane. But does she deserve? Does she have the talent to go to the WNBA? Would she probably make close to what that Brittany Griner 235 is? Possibly. But if her NIL evaluation averages her $500,000 a year, why the hell would she go to the WNBA? To me, that doesn't make
dope.
It doesn't make sense. What would you see?
This is dope. She uses it doesn't. I don't know the evaluation, but I just typed in her NIL deal. She uses her Nike NIL deal to give back to the community. So that's dope. She actually she uses it to give gifts of shoes and gear to local high schools.
Dope.
Which she went to Sierra Canyon, but I think she's from. Where is she actually from? Yeah, I'm gonna find that as well. But she gives back to local high schools around the Los Angeles area, typically Compton, those type of schools, Compton area, Watts. That's dope.
That's dope. Nah, the fact that she's using it to give back is dope. I'm pretty sure she's saving some of that as well. But
Right.
but to use the majority of it to get back to the community is hella fire. But I mean, what what do y'all think? I mean, in the comments, y'all tell us if they change the rule, are the women incentivized to go to the WNBA after their first year? Me personally, I don't think they're incentivized to do so because they're not making enough money in the WNBA to subsidize what they would be losing out in NIL deals in the college. Like, why would they do that? I don't believe it's smart, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, we said it, or we mentioned what another player has already mentioned on another podcast platform. Angel Reese said, I'm not in any rush to go to the WNBA, especially with the amount of NIL deals that they have right now. So they really aren't incentivized to go. Even sometimes, even the guys aren't incentivized to go. If you just enjoy being, having a college experience, not really have to worry about too many responsibilities, staying in college, and if you're able to collect a NIL check, is not a bad deal whatsoever. But it's just something about saying that I'm a professional athlete is something that's like most kids aspire to be if you're heavily involved in sports. So I think, and for me, I think that's why they should at least have that option, because you never know. Next week could be a player that's highly regarded as last time playing whatever sport they're playing with some freak injury. So for me to have the ability to say that I was a professional athlete like you know what I'm saying? You can say I was a professional athlete. Now, it might not have been an extensive career, but I was a professional athlete. I got paid to do what I've done my whole life for a living. I can't say that. I you know what I mean? So
I feel you.
It's just, I feel like they should have that option, but I think the WNBA is probably looking out for them in the long run.
I agree.
But yeah,
I agree.